I just found out that in December of 2022, 75 general managers were let go as we were going into Christmas and heading into the new year. And it was the craziest thing. So this week, all I've been doing is reaching out to different people that I knew, or reaching out to some of these dealer groups that I found out which stores that people were let go, because I really want to know what's going on. I wanted to know, what is it that caused such a mass exodus? And it blew my mind when I found out, and I said, it's 2023 now. How does this continue happening? Why are GM still playing musical chairs so bad? And when I was reaching out to people, I found out that really it's very simple. A lot of times the general manager is the last one to know just how jacked up sometimes it is, in the underbelly of the store and of the business, okay? Because if things are going bad, you got different subordinates that are trying to hide it, because obviously they don't want to be blamed and don't want to be fired. And so they just keep tucking things until, boom, they pile up. And you know who's going to catch the wrath? The person that's in that top spot, okay? And a lot of these stores, you look at their reviews, their service department had great reviews. The service department did great. But when you look at the sales side, that's where it sucked at. And sales helps feed service. Now, in 2021, the getting was good as far as with selling pre-owned vehicles, had really nice margins. And even with the shortage of the new vehicles, sales reps and dealerships were still able to eat and do really well. Okay, well, now the game has actually changed up, where the pre-owned market has changed. People actually have to use their communication skills, asking questions, their listening skills, to be able to help a person, or should I say move a person to the next step and get them to make that smart, buying decision on a pre-owned vehicle that may be overpriced a little bit. And cars.com recently did an article, and it said that in 2023, nearly half, 41% of people when they go buy their vehicle, they like to, pre-order it. Why? Because they'll be the first one driving it, have 0 miles, and they can get what they want rather than having to accept just what the dealership has on the lot. Now, in order to sell these pre-orders, a customer has to be made aware of the option and given the opportunity. Do you know how rare it is that a sales associate is confident enough to even speak and engage a customer about pre-ordering a vehicle? And they just are locked in on what's right there in the lot, not knowing that the game is going to change. So these general managers who were let go, unfortunately, got caught up in the mix of a transition from where the pre-owned, money flow, cash flow that was coming in started slowing down as the year went on. The new vehicle production is still kind of slow getting in, but guess what never changed? The skill set of the people who they had working with these customers. I've never understood how a store, the leader of a store, can consciously spend $50, $70, $100,000 a month on marketing, but yet never invest a dollar in the training and the development of their team. I've seen it where they've even taken a 15-car a month producer at their store and put them in charge of training other salespeople. Do you know what a 15-unit a month producer can train other salespeople to do? Produce 15 a month. The successful stores, I deal with stores that, are moving 600 units, 800 units a month. Of course, there are a lot of them that are doing 200, 250, 300 units in a month. But they do it consistently, and they're able to hold gross. And one of the things, and their turnover is really low, because they are heavily invested in the training and the development of their people. I'm not talking about sitting them in front of a computer module and having them sit there and click and answer questions. No, these people invest and actually have trainers like myself come in and other people come in and actually work with their staff. When you're training a salesperson, you want to put that person in the scenario where they actually have to act out, interact, go through the wordplay, so that when they're in the game with an actual customer, it's a lot easier, it's a lot smoother, it's a lot more efficient and effective and consistent. Why? Because they've had the opportunity to practice it. It's like a pro athlete. If you play baseball, you practice hitting. If you play basketball, you practice shooting. If you play football, whatever your skill set is in that, you practice that too. Why? So that when you get in the game, muscle reflexes, muscle memory kicks in, and you're good to go. Sales is the exact same way. It's like when you go through and you repetitiously are working on certain skill sets or certain responses or how to handle certain scenarios. Man, when it happens to you with a customer there at the desk, it's second nature muscle memory. You can handle it and it sounds more natural rather than looking like a deer in headlights, okay? So if you're about to be a GM, if you're currently still a general manager, if you were just let go as a general manager, one of the biggest reasons that I've heard so far of why so many have been terminated, let go, lack of revenue. Lack of revenue and consistent production from the sales side. So whether you use someone like myself to come in and work with your team or anybody else, I just highly encourage that you weigh that option to do that. Okay? Because the last thing I'd want to hear is of somebody else getting their pink slip or walking papers on such a great paying opportunity. You know, the opportunity as the general manager is extremely important to the store. It's the top spot next to the dealer principal, managing partner, or the board, or whatever it is that, you may be a part of. But also, all of the responsibility is going to fall on your shoulders. And so if it's going to fall on your shoulders, damn it, make sure it's going to happen with you doing everything that you could. Everything that you could. And so please consider training. And with training, you all know how salespeople are. They'll wait to see the store brings in a trainer or implements some new thing, and they know the store doesn't follow through. It's not going to bring this person back. They'll sit there and smile and kiki while the person's there. When they leave, boom, over with. They'll never look at that stuff and use it again. And many stores are like that. So the sales reps don't buy into anything whenever it's brought in. But the ones that will consistently bring, have a trainer in there. There's multiple dealer groups that I deal with that bring me in between 3 and 5 times a year to come in and train and work with the crew. Why? 1, because it creates consistency. Number 2, it's uniformity. Everybody's being trained up on the same similar process to be able to execute. So if somebody's off work and their customer had to come back in to lock down a deal, the service level didn't drop off. And, that happens a lot of time where it drops off. As far as another benefit of it, the team members bought in to the store. They realized they're investing in them and they're doing this for real. They didn't just bring me in for one time. When they saw me the second time, they said, oh, this real. When they see you the third time, by then your relationship with the store and with the crew is growing tremendously. And then, especially when they see the improvement in productions like my stores do, they see the improvement in conversion. They get a much higher return on investment per new hire. They're holding a lot more growth. Their reviews are much better. I can go on and on and on. So when team members are experiencing this benefit, when they see you, they happy because they know, man, whenever I hang out and get trained by this person, it helps me do better, which makes more money for myself and helps me, please and help more customers. So please consider training. Rather than taking a 15-car a month producer off your sales team that can only teach your people how to perform in a limited way, find somebody that was in this business, that are in this business, that have sold their way out on a certain level. These are the people who you want to train your sales team. You want your sales people to have the ability to sell their way out of your store, but choose to be there. And trust me, that happens, and it's so powerful. So make sure that you protect your seat. Make sure you protect your spot. Make sure you do everything you can to help your store be as productive and profitable as it can in 2023. And if you are interested in learning more about the sales training for your dealership, for your store, I highly encourage you to shoot me an email or give me a phone call. Let's speak and see what we can do to set it up. Doesn't cost anything for us to speak, but can make you and be of a tremendous benefit to you, could make you a lot more money, be a tremendous benefit to you if we do speak. So thanks for listening. I'm Brian Maxwell. I look forward to seeing you at the dealership and at the top.